So most of the sales training you would hear out there is you got to change your script, your tone, maybe your questions, how you handle objections. And this video is going to be a little bit different because what if the reason you're not closing or you're not selling well is actually a much deeper reason? And what if it's actually something you're even so ashamed of you would never say out loud? My name is Taylor. I've been in sales now for 12, 13 years. I was Alex Hormozi's first closer. I've managed and overseen hundreds of thousands of sales calls. I've built multiple seven-figure companies. And what I want to go into right now is actually like the more uncommon and maybe even secret battle that's actually hurting most salespeople out there. And some of you, I already know, you're probably gonna come at me with, dude, this is like way too hyper spiritual or hyper emotionalized. Like it's just about getting the work done and like, just do your job. Which I actually really appreciate all of those things, because I'm a very pragmatic person. I'm also very analytical. But like, if you have ever done something shameful, unspeakable, you felt dirty afterwards, and maybe you did something wrong or shameful, or maybe something was shamefully and wrongfully done to you, and you've never told anybody, you've never talked about it, you've kind of buried it away and told yourself like, it's not a big deal, I just need to move past it, get on with my life. Well, this video is probably for you, especially if you do sales. And so here's what I want to get into. There is like this hidden link between sales and identity, right? And I believe personally, sales is probably more 90% identity and like 10% tactics. And we have enough science to prove this now. What we say is not as important as how we say it. Our nonverbals, the energy, the demeanor, the personality, all of these things actually communicate more deeply, more powerfully with prospects than the actual word tracks that we use and the questions and making sure we try and finagle the tonality. Versus what if all of those things just flowed out of us because we were actually strong in our identity, like we know who we are, like we know the value we provide, we know our shortcomings, we own those shortcomings. And so you can't outsell the story that you believe about yourself. And all of us do have these stories, we just haven't always shared them with everyone. And we've actually buried them for so long that we don't even remember them sometimes. But if you're struggling with sales and you're using the right word tracks, you're using the right objection handlers, but you're still not seeing the results, it could be this. So here's my personal story with this. I was selling an online fitness offer. That was my first business I started in 2013 as an online fitness business. And I was closing about 1 to 2 people a day. And I all of the sudden just kind of hit this rut where I couldn't close anybody. And I couldn't really figure out why. Like, I hired a sales coach, I was saying the questions, I was doing all the right things, but for whatever reason, like I wasn't connecting with the prospect, and like the results just weren't coming. And I couldn't quite figure it out. And I was honestly probably numb to a lot of these burdens and what I'm calling identity issues were. I was numb to them. I had like really turned them off, neglected them, kind of just, right, like move forward. Life has to go on. Like stop feeling sorry for yourself. But my personal burden was actually surrounding lust with pornography, and it was also concerning, I think, like a self-strength of like, I wanted to make a bunch of money and it was gonna be on me to do it. So like, I'm the provider here. I don't want anyone to ever view me as weak or unsuccessful, because if they viewed me that way, then that means I'm not good enough. And like the question I think that haunts us all is like, are we good enough? And I honestly don't think our seasons of failure indicate any change in identity, because then your identity is always just based on the circumstances of the evidence around you. But that's just not true. I don't think that's my belief. I think we all have inherent value, and we all have an identity as in full transparency, I'm a Christian. This is not a video for me to Bible slap you or say like you need to find Jesus. I think that is the answer, but that's just my opinion. And this is not like, I'm not using this video to, evangelize to you. What I'm using the video for, though, is for you to step into a more full identity of like really knowing who you are, what you're here for, what your value is, which will help translate to the nonverbals of conviction and tonality so that you actually connect with people and can close and sell them. You have to go through this process of uncovering these burdens of shame and guilt from things that you maybe did wrong and you felt terrible about, or wrongs that were done to you that you just haven't been able to shake. And so me with my issue, like specifically with the porn thing, I was hiding it from my wife. She would ask me about it, I'd lie. And I knew it was wrong, and I knew it wasn't healthy for me on a bunch of different levels. And I just couldn't stop. And I think it really honestly was affecting my ability to show up in complete confidence, complete conviction, really connect with a prospect, and be able to lead people, because I couldn't feel like I was leading myself, because I felt like such a fraud. But once I finally confessed and told Nikki, my wife, everything, and I started going through this process of really taking personal inventory of all the times that I was wronged by somebody, or times when I did something shameful or wrong and didn't really work through it. Once I started unpacking all of that and like sharing it and processing it, my identity shifted, and like my sales trajectory really transformed and went into a totally different direction, and things just went up from there on a number of different levels. And so I think we just have to realize things like porn, sexual assault, abuse, drunkenness, aggression, hate, all of these things, they cause guilt, they cause shame, which causes a feeling of unworthiness. It causes isolation. Some people, they turn into self-strength and become the bully to survive that. Other people become the victim and they cower and they just play the victim card, and that's how they survive. Like, please feel sorry for me. But in either direction, you're dealing with this burden and guilt and shame in the wrong way, and it 100% is affecting sales. And again, you may feel like if this is exposed, I'm gonna feel less than, and I'm gonna feel dirty, and I'm gonna feel bad. But the reality is, the truth is, like, when you do work through these things and you do bring them to light, whoever in your life you feel like is most appropriate to do that with, and actually process these things, you actually get free from them so that they're not burdening you and therefore turning into this internalized self-survival mechanism that is contorting the way you communicate and show up for people, specifically in your sales. And this is why I think healing on the standpoint of identity for salespeople will make salespeople insanely dangerous. I've walked through this process with different sales reps on our teams, and literally the shift is night and day. Someone will go like 0 for 18, which is really bad. They almost got fired, and work through this stuff, and all of a sudden start closing 50%. I mean, drastic changes. Because like when you're whole, you're selling with peace, right? Not pressure. Like boldness is gonna come from integrity. It's not gonna come from performance. You're not trying to get something from the prospect anymore. You're there to serve them wholeheartedly. I'm not here to do a whole video on like, here's how you walk through all of this, but just realize this internal battle that all of us face, we all have different forms of guilt and shame that we carry. The question is, how far are you willing to go to work through it, to gain freedom for yourself? Because then when you get set free from these things, you're able to show up for other people and lead them into better results and better outcomes. But you see, you're not able to serve people at the highest level if you don't lead yourself super well, right? And so hopefully this hit home. This is a little bit of a different video than I'm used to doing, but it is very personal to me. I've seen fruitful results from it. So if this does hit home, please comment, let me know. If you think this is emotional, like bullcrap, fine, like let me know. Happy to talk through it. Again, I'm a very practical, pragmatic person, and yes, I'm probably more of like a stoic in the sense of our emotions should not dictate our actions. Our commitments should dictate our actions. It's just the problem is we are an emotional being, and when you have unresolved burden issues of shame and guilt that you've experienced in the past, if you haven't processed it, brought it to light, worked through it, and gotten to a place with God or with, whatever, you're maybe not you're in a different place, whatever you use as like your higher power, you need to get to a place where you truly have an identity that is founded not on the things done to you or the things that you've done, but that is just founded on the fact that you are here on the earth, and so you do have purpose, and there's a reason that you're here. When you walk in that authority, the way you project yourself with prospects and in sales is going to go through the roof. And that is all I've got.